Hey yo, it's that boy Kid B.
It's Gulles, baby.
That girl that you got it and passed on her. That girl that you got it and passed on her. See you take her out spending cash on her. I know this had her and he smashed on her. You niggas sipping and just moving funny. I hit her when you shoot the movie for me. I tell you them all the plans on me. I can fuck with your girlfriend, she mad on me. Focused on me, so I just don't see you. Say you fight it, but I don't believe you. I'ma go and do this shit from a beat. I can fuck with you, go about your business, don't let me keep it. Pen like my weapon is Danny Lethal. This is the reason, like Beanie Siegel. Listen, call me John Lennon, my squad the Beatles. Things I wanna do to her legal. The way that I stunt, you could call me evil. You said that she getting money and the cash on me. Then why would I spend all my bread if it's bag on me? That girl that you got it and passed on her. That girl that you got it and passed on her. Why would I spend on my See you take her out spending cash on her. My niggas had her and he smashed on her. You niggas sipping and just moving funny. I hit her when you shoot the movie for me. I tell you them all the plans on me. I can fuck with your girlfriend, she mad.
What up, y'all? Y'all already know, man. But hold up. Let me fix my. Yo. Why it sound like that? But yo, all right. So yesterday, the developers of the new Dead Space came out and did a live stream or whatever. I didn't watch it. I wanted to do a video on it, like a live reaction, cause I fuck with Dead Space, bruh. Dead Space is fire. I beat the first Dead Space, and then I beat the third one. I never played the second one for some reason. I don't know. I just never got around to buying it, so I never really played it. So yeah, man, we're gonna see what this remake or remaster, reboot, whatever they calling it. We're gonna see what it's hitting for, man. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna react to this new Dead Space. Let's go, man. It's only CGI, but I like what I'm seeing. Yo, this joke about to be hard, bro.
Hi everyone, my name is Philippe Ducharme. I'm senior producer on Dead Space. With me here today is Roman Campos Oguera, the creative director on the project.
Y'all better not mess up this game, bro.
All right, let's get started. So what we're about to do today is a bit unorthodox for us at EA. We're going to give you, with this live stream, a first look at some very early, and I'll say very, very early footage.
Very early.
Footage
Okay,
of the
okay.
game. But we wanted to do this because we want to be open with the communication and open about how we're tackling this game. However, I want to be clear. This is not a gameplay reveal. We're not going to be showcasing very long sections of the game or one full chapters. We want to give you all an early look at the game that we're making to be able to see reactions across the community of the game that we're making. And there's two reasons why we want to do that. First, at Motives, one thing that really is important for us is that we want to create a game that excites players. And I think that SARS Squadrons was actually a great example of this. It came from the nostalgia that the team had over the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter franchise, and it carried through in the experience that they created. And it's a little...
Yo, my fault if y'all hear a little noise in the background, but it's raining crazy outside right now. My fault.
A little bit what we want to do for Dead Space.
There's nothing I can do about it,
this
bruh.
project, and we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy, that we stay true to the source, true to the original. And for us, the best way to do that is to engage with the community early on, to be able to give you first look inside, like behind the curtain, and see the game that we're making, and be able to think, to see how we're tackling it. And we've actually been doing this since the very beginning of the project. We got in contact during the conception phase with the community council that we've created, some hardcore Dead Space fans that remain active even after years of inactivity for the Dead Space franchise. And with this community council, we've established a relationship where we gave them first look at some of the executive presentations that we were making within EA, some of the creative brief, game design documents, first playable footage of the game. And in exchange, we asked them brutal feedback, like, what are we making? Is it good? Is it what fans expect out of this remake?
Where does it suck?
Where does it suck? Like, most importantly. And for this live stream today, we're actually thrilled to have two of the community council members with us, joining us. So we have Jackie Butler and Khalif Adams joining us for this live stream. Hello, Jackie. Hi, Khalif.
Oh,
how are you?
Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Phil. Hi, Roman. We're doing great. Very excited to be here.
Excited to see
Great.
you both, seeing that you're all hanging out in Montreal looking good. I see they got you all made up, looking cute. I love it. I appreciate it. I'm Khalif Adams, one of the hosts, or the host of the Spawn on Me podcast. I'm super excited to be here. I'm a huge Dead Space fan. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. And I get to rock with one of my favorite content creators on the planet. Jackie, let the folks at home know a little bit more about you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Butler. I'm a cardiac nurse extern, soon to be RN, as well as a streamer and content creator here on Twitch. Let me tell you, Khalif, Roman, Phil, one of their pun intended claustrophobic headbanger hallway. Shown here on the screen is what Dead Space looked like in 2008. Although revolutionary for its time, let's see the design process and how it looks now. Roman and Phil, can you show us more?
Yeah, so actually, one of the first things that we did was we went back to the legacy assets for the game. So we wanted to recreate with the proxies, the full ship, the Ishimura, to recreate it. And then our art team went in and started an added level of details to the environment so that we could have a higher fidelity and start seeing what can the game look like on next generation of consoles. So we went in, added details, then started working on the shaders and the materials to try to have that metallic look that we were after, and just like to get the right materials out of the environment. From there, we did like a first pass at lighting to try to get the mood right, because the atmosphere of Dead Space
I ain't gonna
is pretty
front.
much on lighting.
Like, people who do this,
to try
developing
to get, like,
games and all these
what are we after? What
environments,
are we
yo,
achieve
salute to
with the
y'all,
game?
man.
And
Y'all do
it
crazy
looks
work,
great
son.
on a few stills, but it actually looks way better in game.
So what type of
Yeah,
engine
like
did you guys use to create this? And what graphics are you aiming for?
So great question, Jackie. We're using Frostbite as our dev engine, and we're going for, obviously, high-end graphics, high-end fidelity, and our focus is on lighting, VFX, and just overall audio experience to make sure that we would deliver the right atmosphere, something that was key in the original game.
Yeah, so I know we have a real live functional build currently. Can you bring that up? And this again is a work in progress.
So yes, that's super early. Like it's end of pre-production build. We're just
look
starting
good.
production, so it's really far from being done. But one thing we really wanted, and you touched about it, it's really wanted to make sure that we nail the ambience, and not only the look, the lighting, the VFX, the fog, but also nail that ambience. Give you the feeling that you're in the Ishimura, you're inside those dark corridors. And not only it's in engine, it's actually in game. And here's my boy Isaac. So that rig, that armor, it's not the original, it's a new one, it's still work in progress, it's gonna be improved a lot, but it gives a first taste at Isaac Clarke in the remake. And look, here we are.
Wow.
I mean, the lighting, everything
Well,
looks phenomenal.
it does look like Dead Space.
The smoke.
It looks
This
so
is
good.
very much what we
Yeah,
should be
this
expecting
is
at this point.
this is
from
about to
next
be
generation
fire. I can't
graphics.
front.
It's really Dead Space, but like you never saw it, I think.
So it has been almost 13 years, you know, since the original game came out, the original Dead Space. Why is this remake happening now, and what exactly is this remake? Can you elaborate on that?
So one thing that's important for us, and that's why it's for PS5, Xbox Series, or for PC, is that it's not about one thing. Like Dead Space,
Definitely
super
gonna be
strong
copping this on
experience.
PC.
And so it's really about improving on a lot of different elements to create that original but still new experience. Whether it's the new lighting and ray tracing, whether, like Phil mentioned, it's about audio, whether it's improvements to gameplay and having new zero-G, or as you're gonna see maybe later, improvements and dismemberment and how you actually deal damage to the enemies. Whether it's about having an unbroken and continuous experience, it's about doing a lot of improvements and how we enrich that experience. And so that's really what that remake is about.
Yeah, because, you know, we have been looking at Reddit, we've been looking online, and there has been some people in the community noting that, you know, the game already stood the test of time. This is still considered to be quote unquote a perfect game.
Exactly. And so like we show, like I mentioned, what's really important for us is to capture that original ambience, that original experience, but like you've never experienced before. And that's really the age we're after, I believe.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier, like we want to make sure that we're honoring the legacy. That's one of our production pillars that we have for the game. But at the same time, this as just opportunity franchise with Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, but also how the franchise, how just the game industry evolved outside Dead Space. There's opportunities for us to make a better, a more complete.
It's really,
All
really
right,
early.
bruh.
It's really, really early, but it's just.
Yeah.
This is
To create the future, we must defy the logic.
Here goes with the ads on Twitch.
So can you please now show the stat comparison of the original 2008 game versus the current project?
That
Yeah, that's
looks
a massive difference. You know,
fire.
you remember your favorite game in a certain way, you think that it looks great, but then when you see improvements, it's wow.
Yo, this
Big
rain
difference.
outside
Big
is
difference.
going dumb right now.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see just how far we've come in terms of technology, right? Like it was only 13 years ago, but it seems like we've gone leaps and bounds where we're able to kind of take all the kind of small details you're seeing on the newer model of Isaac.
That looks
really
good. I
fantastic.
can't front, bruh. Does look good.
What are your current goals for the remake exactly? How are you going to honor the legacy of Dead Space? Because that is huge shoes to fill. Bars set high.
Well, it is definitely, and like the team is actually extremely passionate. We're referencing a lot to the original game.
See if I could-
having a lot of looks at it, and like I said, by making it relevant, we're looking at different games and what they did, and see how can we bring it back inside Dead Space. So, like one of the example is something that we're trying to do is to have an unbroken experience, to make the game fully seamless. And how can that create an experience where the players even more immersed within the game than was previously the case?
And it's really one of the big objectives that we have for that game is that from even before the start screen till the end of the game, the rolling credits, to never have any break of experience, to have that full and uninterrupted sequence shot. And so that, of course, has a lot of impact on what we're building. And just starting with how the Ishimura and the structure of the game is built because we don't
All
want
right,
any
bro.
cut.
Get
So
get
there should
get
be
to
no
more of the
loading.
game,
How
son.
do
Like,
the full ship should be walkable from.
And like really from the net down, not even going.
Go to the bathroom on the back of the box. I to hear more about that.
So of course, horror it's one of the main pillar of us. That
Like it was a master class in pacing, the original Dead Space, to keep you on the edge of nothing. And it's
ain't gonna
always something
front.
that's at the
Shorty
back
on
of
the
our
bottom.
head, in every
price coming on that.
With her little
and,
gray
on how much
gray
you can be
jacket.
surprised.
With like a little
When
John
we say cut
down
off
there.
their limbs, you know, we want you to experience every gory detail of dismembering iconic necromorphs. Now we will showcase our dismemberment gym. The dev team has created a peeling system that will be implemented into combat. Would you mind telling us more about the original system versus the new system and what peeling actually means?
I think actually something that's very important, as you can see with the feed, like it is definitely a gym, and it's intentional that we showcase this in a gym, because we're so.
I'm surprised that they even did this, like, because this is really early, like,
but we want to
like,
showcase
look at this.
functionality here. That's what we
Like,
wanna
when was the
talk
last
about,
time they
and
did
what is
something
the
like this?
system that we have in mind for peeling, like you said.
So obviously, same thing. It's a really early build. It's a gym. Everything that you see is work in progress. It's first implementation. A lot of VFX are missing. A lot of those modelizations are not final and missing a lot of things like flesh tearing, etc. But one thing that is important for us that I just show, it's first, of course, dismemberment is back. And it's back with all the depth and fun you can have in that space. But one thing we wanted to, and those are the only things, those are the things you can say only on Dead Space. One of the thing we wanted to improve about that experience is when you're using a weapon that is not a carving weapon, like something not like the plasma cutter. Plasma cutter is really fun to use. You can just shoot at anything, and
I love
really you have
that
that
gun
instant
right there.
feedback of the limb getting cut, etc. But when you had a different weapon, knowing how much
What's
damage you were
this?
dealing to the enemy, how was he reacting, etc., it was not necessarily as visceral and as clear as the original Dead Space. And so that's the thing we're working on at the moment, and we call
That
peeling.
joint ain't cool, but it don't cut
That
like.
body destruction
I
technology
need the Johns that
we're
cut.
developing that is allowing us to really remove, so at the moment, the flesh out of
Oh,
the
that looks.
bones
That's
of
pretty
the enemy.
crazy. It
And
goes
give
down
you
to the bone,
a
bruh.
good sense not only of gore and horror and ambience, but also of how much damage.
That's a little
am I
attention
doing to
to
that opponent.
detail for
Is
you,
my
buddy.
weapon actually useful against this one? How close is he to die? And that's something for me that is really interesting. And so when we were speaking about why doing a remake and where can we improve, those are an example of what we can do.
That's
is
pretty
that
fire.
We don't have anymore to choose which feature we actually want to push. We can have dismemberment. We can have much more precision and body destruction. We can have
Just
seamless
chunks
loading
flying.
for the whole ship, etc., etc. And that's something really, really interesting for us. And another thing that is actually really interesting is that system. So again, for the
Dummy
moment, it's really early.
slasher.
For the moment, we're only showcasing it on the naked slasher, so you only see it with the
use
the
that,
flesh.
John.
But of course, later it's going to sport like the claw, body armor, different layers, weak points, etc. But it also improves one of the core of shooting in Dead Space, which is around the precision, and not only the precision of my weapon, but as an example, the precision of the plasma cutter. And so if I was to shoot, let's say, on that leg, then if I'm shooting here, I'm not going to cut the leg because I'm not shooting at the place where the bone is actually visible. If I want to cut that leg now, I need to be much more careful and precise in my aiming and in the shooting. And then for us, what is interesting is that it opens a whole new layer of shooting and combat loop where you can have some weapons that are better at carving through the enemies, some weapons that are better at cleaning them. Oh, sorry for the mic. Some weapons that are better at cleaning the enemy and removing the flesh and the tissue, etc. And that's something really, really interesting for us.
Anytime Roman speaks about dismemberment, he gets overly passionate and expressive about it. Even with the team internally, he shows a lot of passion in that topic. So
Yeah.
I can just imagine you being on the phone and talking to somebody who's like, yeah, we need to get more body dismemberment and more destruction on the body. And people are just like, what in the heck is he talking about? But it looks great.
Sometimes,
Yeah, it looks amazing.
sometimes there's weird moments like that in the team where
All right,
you,
we're gonna
you do a meeting about
we're gonna
dismemberment.
skip through a little bit.
Yourselves be talking here.
Okay,
In
you'll see
terms of
something.
the body destruction, the peeling, it's going to be really super detailed. As
Nah,
we can
that looked
see
like
on
something.
that video, so that's the first
That
step
looks a
of
little
that
crazy,
technology,
bro.
If the video is playing, which is not, I think, at the moment. Yes, here we go. You can see that it's really super precise. It's exactly where you're aiming, where you're shooting. It's exactly respecting the shape of the projectile at the enemy. If it was fire, you would see it going through the body of your enemy and burning the flesh, etc. It's the peeling, that body destruction system is going to be super precise. In terms of pure dismemberment, and then where you're able to cut the necromorph's limbs, here where we want to improve it, because we feel like characters like the slasher, for example, it was already really deep in terms of gameplay. Like there are different behavior based on whether you were cutting the legs or the head, where they go berserk, etc. So here our goal, it's for enemies like slasher, it's not necessarily to improve or give more precision on where you can cut the enemy. It's more to try to extend that fun and that depth to other enemies that tend to be a bit lighter in terms of dismemberment and behavior, like for example the Infector or the Brute. Like I can't wait to show you when you get behind the Brute and you start to peel his back
God,
and
yes.
dig for weak points.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's the type of improvement we're going for.
get to the weak points.
Yeah, I love the peeling of the different layers of skin down to the organs and bones, especially coming from a medical background. It's just insane to see. The level of expectation is very much up here, and we'll hold you accountable.
One thing that you might have noticed quickly in the prototype, and that's something we want to experience a bit more. We want to dig a bit more. It's when you actually cut a limb, but there's still a layer of flesh. We don't necessarily always want the limb to go out and fly away, and sometimes we keep it attached by the layer of flesh or tendrils to the body. So currently that VFX is missing, but the technology to keep it attached and dangling is there. And so
When I'm not saying nothing, I'm gonna try to mute my mic because the rain is going crazy, and I don't want that to like be distracting to y'all.
I think we'll speak a little bit more.
And here we go with more ads. So ridiculous. Yo, I remember when there was no ads. So crazy, bro. I remember when there was no ads on Twitch. It's raining crazy outside. I'm getting alerts on my phone talking about flood again. It's just bugging out around here, bruh. Yo, make sure y'all like the video, man. Leave a comment. Let me know what's up, man. Alright, we back.
Power and weapon synergy loop, that's also something we want to try to improve in the Dead Space remake.
Yeah, by bringing it back, like it gives you an option to. We actually took back the impalement from Dead Space 2, so it gives you an option to actually impale your enemies that's right in front of you and using it as a projectile against your enemies. So it gives you more creative opportunities to kill your enemies, really.
So that means that we're gonna go from we're gonna continue to have cut off your limbs, and we're gonna have dangle your limbs too. Be the thing that people are gonna start screaming in the chat pretty soon. one of the other, you talked about, how some of these pieces of tech are adding to the improvements of what this remake is going to wind up being. I'd love to hear you kind of talk a little bit more about, some other improvements that we've seen, not only in scale in terms of, rooms that we've seen before. We saw the headbanger room a second ago, but I want to dig into, and let's pull up the 0G therapy room, which I think also showcases this kind of next layer of where you're thinking about going from an improvements perspective. Just talk a little bit about, where you're kind of seeing this move. We see Isaac kind of in the space right now, floating around in space.
I can't wait to
Probably
play
gonna
this
show off
game,
some
bro.
of his thrusters and stuff in a minute. I'd love to hear
Yeah,
more about,
when is this
kind of
game
where
dropping?
you're
Because
thinking
I
about
need
in
to
terms
play
of
this.
improvements in this layer too.
So for us,
It's making me want to go back and
going back to the
replay Dead
original
Space
Dead
again,
Space,
but I really don't.
it was
I want to.
something that we
I haven't
felt
played that
was
joint in
super
years,
early
so
build,
I want the
that we
story to
felt
be.
we could
Know what I
actually
mean?
improve in terms of experience and immersion.
I don't want to play and then have to play it
and
again.
how you would move around in 0G. And that's something that was really good and improving the experience in Dead Space 2 and 3 that we felt was really missing in the original Dead Space. And so that's why we took that mechanic of flying around when you're in 0G and with much more 360-degree freedom. And now you can play Dead Space and really feel you're in space during those moments. And so also that's a mechanic that we're starting to improve a bit on. Like for example, now you can interact as you fly around. You can go into tighter corridors, those kind of things. But also it allows us to revisit some of the old content and create new ways to navigate, new paths. Like here in the original, you would have gone back through that door, through where you came from. And here, it allows us to create new environments with eventually new challenges to surprise also the people that know the game and will be like, oh, wait, what's that? What's that? And now we're gonna surprise you.
So it's really delivering on the fantasy of being in space, making sure that we're able to use that and revisiting all the places in the game in the original where there was 0G, which was the Superman jump back in Dead Space 1, and now applying full 360 motion and finding ways to provide a real challenge in those type of environment. And so far, there's been very good ideas like this one about how can we reach reverse through the same environment and provide something new for the players. So we're definitely on the lookout for these opportunities when we revisit each of these gameplay sections.
Yeah, for me in the original game, that 0G jump was very disorienting. I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, but it made me very disoriented. So seeing quality of life improvements carried from 2 back into 1 with the thrusters and the movement is incredible. That's a huge improvement as is. You know, it's funny. The community quickly recognized and deciphered the Morse code from the Ishimura in the original reveal that we had. People figured it out right away from the blinking flashing lights. But, you know, we didn't see any comments on the subreddit or online about the thrusters on Isaac. There was nothing. Where was that? Look
Maybe
alive,
it was too
chat.
subtle, but...
But yeah.
But no, it's really interesting because then also, like I was mentioning, it allows us to revisit to the 0G areas, potentially create new ones, and add a whole set of different challenges. Big ship.
Yep. There was also one question and topic that was prevalent throughout the community that we saw time and time again, and that is the topic of microtransactions. You know, they were apparent in Dead Space 3,
no
so
microtransactions.
At this point, can you please be transparent and honest regarding microtransactions? And you
That's
know,
one of the
was a
reasons why the
appearance in
third
Dead
one
Space
was.
1 Remake.
They killed the third
So
one. I ain't
very,
gonna
very
front.
clear, no microtransactions, none at all. No.
Good,
Not
good,
at all.
Good.
Like I mentioned already in an interview, I think, yes, no, we don't have that in the remake.
That's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good to hear. I think everybody
So
in the
this time
chat and
it's
everybody in the community.
on the record.
Yeah.
Very
It's on the
I hope
record
the crowd
now,
is
so...
going wild. That's what we want to hear, okay?
That's 2 back of the box quotes that we've gotten for the stream. They put all the systems around it. But I think one of the things we haven't gotten a chance to talk about is the how do you want to enrich the storytelling in this game as well? There's lots of different aspects to that, and I'd love to hear more thoughts about how you're trying to broaden and expand that as well.
So about the story and narrative as a broader topic in Dead Space. First, we are not gonna change the foundation of the story because that story is really iconic and it's just a great sci-fi horror story. It's really about being Isaac and going into that hulking spaceship and feeling alone and isolated as you try to survive all those space zombies and stuff, and trying to find Nicole, trying to solve that mystery about the marker and stuff. All of those core themes of the originals, those are
That's a
elements that
fire
not only
pic.
we
Yo,
really want to continue to,
I need that
to have
picture.
in the game, but that we want to build on top of. The things
Nah, I need that
we want
picture.
to enrich in
I'm
terms
finna
of,
put it in
of
the
story
background
narrative,
of
it's really
something,
about
maybe my
the
desktop
bigger
or
universe of
something.
Dead
I don't
Space.
know.
We
That's
want
fire.
to have more ties with what came after, whether it's the books, whether it's the anime, whether it's Dead Space 2. We want to put back the original in
That's a fire
more,
mixtape cover.
in a better way, if I can say, inside that broader universe.
Yo, if I
And
come out with another
yes,
mixtape,
sometimes
this
it can
might be the
through
cover,
really
bruh.
soul message or
Facts.
the audio links or message in the environment. Sometimes it will be a bit more, and we can come to that later. But also one thing we wanted to make, we wanted to build a bit more on some of the characters around Isaac, whether it's Kendra or Ammon. And one thing for me that's really important in Dead Space is, as Isaac in the story, you're looking for Nicole, but actually in game, not so much, as we can say. So that's something we want to improve. We want to give you the means to actually look for her, and more than look for her, learn what happens.
All right, guys.
And because it's good.
On like my first playthrough and the many other times, it's like, what about the marker?
Damn,
what
what?
that you guys
I gotta
deliver
go
on?
look at my my PSN trophies to see
What?
what year I beat that game.
Excuse me? I have something to say. And it's been a long time coming. Hi, I'm Gunnar Wright, and I'm excited to announce that I'm reprising my role as Isaac Clarke for the remake of Dead Space 1.
I mean, I would
I
hope
want to
so.
thank all of you for allowing me to give Isaac a voice. I can't wait to suit up, throw that rig on, and do my best to try to keep Isaac alive. Although I've got a feeling some of you might try to keep me from doing that. In the words
Yep.
of Isaac Clarke, stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
That's what
Okay, we got the original nigga to do the voice.
From your perspective. And so, like, we started to have these discussions with casting, and it became very, very clear rapidly that for us, that was the right angle to tackle this topic.
Yes, for me, it's so far an amazing game, and that is key in the Dead Space theme and ambience. It's isolated. He is going to respond. He's going to engage with Emma.
Rules
he's going
for
to engage
Isaac's
with Kendra and
dialogue.
so on. He's going to be part of those discussions. But then, when he's alone, when you're alone in that dark corridor, he's not going to talk. He's not going to break that immersion. He's not going to break that feeling of isolation. But one thing that was important for us, for Isaac as a character, is he's not a space marine. He's a really specific type of character. Not only is Isaac, but also he's an engineer. And so we really wanted to give him more a sense of being the main character of that story, give him more sense of agency.
My name's RJ Barrett from the New York Knicks, and I like to collect shoes.
Oh man, with these ads, bruh. Copping cakes off eBay. I don't be trusting that shit, bruh. The wild fakes around here. Bruh, that rain is bussing outside. What the hell is going on? Okay. So they doing with the Michelin Man now. All right, we back.
Objective, when there's a discussion about how are we going to blow that barricade, how are we going to restart the engine of the ship, we wanted Isaac to be part of that discussion. We wanted Isaac to be a character.
Jackie, any more thoughts about Gunnar being back in the game?
No, I'm very excited. I mean, this is expected. The council very much told you guys that that is exactly what we wanted, and I'm really glad that followed through. Everything came through. Very excited.
Yeah, we'll be Isaac at some point. Who are dead?
So hopefully we've shown a few assets. We've talked about the game. Hopefully that triggers some discussion that we're engaged so that
we start to have some amazing things, I think, and its production is just starting.
They have amazing like
incredibly amazed
artworks, or I don't know if this is a screenshot, but like
it's one
these
of the most
things,
amazing
these
teams
pictures look
I've worked
crazy,
with,
bro.
And I want to thank them again and again for everything they're doing, and not only because I do believe it's amazing, but also because it's really difficult time for building all of those things in that context of the podium and for the pandemic and working from all those things, and so being able to see
Beautiful concept art you had on the screen there.
And being able to fast forward is a beautiful thing.
My desktop.
Yeah.
We can hook you up, Jackie. We can hook you up.
Nice. Jackie, before we get up out of here, any last words for the folks at home?
No, I had a wonderful. So thank you.
Let's end out and say again, it's extremely exciting and again, thank.
That's it. All right, that is it. That is it for the Dead Space developer live stream. I'm excited for the game, bruh. I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. Now I'm thinking maybe I should go back and play part 2. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on PC, right? I'm thinking I should go and play part 2. I don't know. Or maybe I should just... because I don't even know when this John is coming out. Like, I don't even know when this coming out. Let's find out. Let me find out. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Let's see when this is supposed to drop. Probably don't even got no release date yet. Fall. Wait, that's paid for the target 2022. August 6th. Damn. I might just play all of them, bruh. Gotta wait all the way till August 6th. Next year, I might just play through. Maybe not 3. I might skip 3 because 3, I didn't really like 3 too much. Yeah, I might just play through all of them. Maybe I'll do it on live stream. Maybe not. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Dead Space Remake. It's looking like it's gonna be some fire. I can't wait to play it. I'm definitely gonna get it on PC. So yeah, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your guy, Battle Rap Gamer.